I would still watch it just for Jude Law's Captain Hook. I think he was fantastic. I would like a Captain Hook standalone film because why the hell not at this point? Let's do it. Give him his own show. I'll watch it with Jude Law. He was fantastic. Hey everyone, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX ND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing Peter Pan and Wendy. It is the newest Disney live-action remake, and it is directed by David Lowery, so there is something good about it, don't get me wrong. David Lowery has given us A Ghost Story, has given us The Green Knight, which I absolutely love, and he also did Pete's Dragon. So he has a very interesting filmography, and that's why when I heard that he was doing Peter Pan and Wendy, I was really excited for it. Peter Pan has always been one of my favorites. I know that the Peter Pan story is a bit controversial. There are some really great elements that are in Peter Pan and Wendy. I enjoyed it for what it was. It is changed a bit. I won't tell you why because it's gonna be spoiler free. They changed it a bit, and I think that they had to change it a bit. I'm not like upset with the changes, but obviously to modernize it to today's like social climate, I think that it made the most sense to make those little changes. I think the highlight of this movie was Jude Law's Captain Hook. I wanted more of him. There wasn't enough of him. And of course, with these remakes, they don't always put the songs that you want in the movie. And I think that that's a bit of a misstep because all of the Disney films that we grew up watching, those songs made us love the movie that much more. When you're omitting like You Can Fly, or, you know, Following the Leader, which is one of my absolute favorite songs from Peter Pan, it kind of like makes it drag on longer than it should. My favorite thing about this was that the score was so well done because the score incorporated those same musical beats from the songs that I just said. The movie's fine. And I really like that David Lowery kept the same like magic from the animation. He tried to do that as much as he could with the live action. I think the crocodile was amazing. That whole thing with the crocodile was really cool, and it looked like it was more animated. Like you can still make it practical, and I feel like there was that essence, even though like it jumped up in the air and you obviously knew it was CGI, but there was that element of like it felt like the crocodile that we were so used to just for like a split second with Hook, and I like that. Jude Law saved this movie. Every single time he came on screen, I'm like, I adore you. I thought it was such a fun character for Jude Law, and I absolutely loved Jim Gaffigan as Mr. Smee. I thought he did a great job too. So that banter was really fun. It brought you back to Hook and Smee from the animated feature. However, I don't think that the actors, apart from Wendy, who's played by Ever Gabo Anderson, didn't really stick the landing for me, unfortunately. I just didn't get the essence of like, this is Peter Pan and these are the Lost Boys, and I just didn't get that. Even with John and Michael, I just didn't get anything from them because the whole point is that these kids hold the film together, and that's not what happened. So Wendy and Hook and Smee are the ones that really just carried this throughout. It is a bit darker. It's a darker version of Peter Pan. That's what I can say about this. And I think that David Lowery had the potential to make something really strong here if he could have gotten a bit darker with the story. I think it was leaning towards that, and you have such a great mind in David Lowery. You could see that there were different pieces that they could have taken it a bit further, and that was just a bit frustrating. It felt a bit generic, maybe because I've seen the story 1,000,001 times, but yet it was still good for what it was because of David Lowery. So it's a mixed bag for me. I'm sitting at like a 2.5, maybe a 3 out of 5. I would still watch it just for Jude Law's Captain Hook. I think he was fantastic. I would like a Captain Hook standalone film because why the hell not at this point? Let's do it. Give him his own show. I'll watch it with Jude Law. He was fantastic. I think Yara Shahidi did a good job with Tinkerbell. It was fine. I think the CGI and the special effects were good for what it was. Again, you could tell that the backdrop wasn't as like green screeny. You could tell it was the night sky. You could tell the location. And I thought they did a good job with that. Even the pixie dust looked a bit like natural and effortless. So I like that. But Yara Shahidi was fine. There really isn't much to Tinkerbell. It's Tink. Like, she got pissed off when she needed to get pissed off. I thought that we didn't see enough of her, but it was also more like girl power, unite. But Tinkerbell never really cared about Wendy. The whole point of like Tinkerbell was her getting pissed off that Peter Pan liked Wendy, and then they did not do that. I think that's what threw me off. I'm like, but Tink is supposed to get jealous. Like, Peter Pan's spending all this time with Wendy. And the whole point is that they are older. So it's like, okay, if they have a crush on each other. And that's why Tink gets mad, because she spends all this time with Peter. It's weird. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't. I thought it was fine. I think there was too many like little changes, and they could have pushed it. They really could have. I think a darker version of Peter Pan is something a lot of people would want to see. And I know Disney can't do it, but I think it'd be really cool to get that flip version, the one that we always hear about. That's my review of Peter Pan and Wendy. Let me know which Disney film you would want to see as a live action. I know that is bloody controversial right now because we do not want to touch it. I really want to know what you would want to see. I'm very disappointed that they're doing an Aristocats live action with real cats. That's the one thing I can't stand right now, because the Aristocats is like, that is my baby. So let me know in the comments below, what would be acceptable? I think that's the best thing. What would be acceptable to you for a Disney live action remake? Put that in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me over at AMX ND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And if you guys want to help out the channel, help grow this wonderful community, you can find out ways to do that in the bio below. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.